Darkness fell. A scream tore through the night. Adriana, young and full of life, became a victim of unimaginable cruelty. Left for dead, her body bore the marks of a savage attack. Burns scarred her flesh. Bruises marred her skin. The silence of the night screamed of violence. As dawn broke, the small town reeled in horror. Who could commit such a heinous act? The community, once peaceful, was now shrouded in fear and suspicion. Two names whispered in hushed tones rose to the surface. Tina and Heather, each held secrets, their stories tangled in a web of deceit. The truth lay hidden, a shadowy specter in their conflicting accounts. Tina, her voice trembling, pointed a finger at Heather. Her hands shook as she tried to steady herself, the weight of her accusation heavy in the air. It was her, she insisted, her eyes wide with fear and something more. There was a glint of desperation, a plea for someone to believe her. Heather and Adriana, they argued, about a boy. The tension between them had been simmering for weeks, and now it had reached a boiling point. It was a jealous rage. Heather's face contorted with anger, her voice rising to a fever pitch as she hurled accusations. Tina's daughter, Brittany, a silent witness, added another layer of complexity to the story. She stood in the corner, her small frame almost invisible, yet her presence was undeniable. Her eyes, wide and vacant, held a chilling truth, yet she remained silent. The innocence of her youth clashed with the gravity of what she had seen. Heather, however, spun a different tale. She spoke with a calmness that seemed almost rehearsed, as if she had anticipated this moment. "I was home," she claimed, her voice smooth and steady. There was no hesitation, no falter in her words. "Brittany and I, we were baking cookies, watching movies." The image she painted was one of domestic bliss, far removed from the chaos of the argument. "We didn't hear a thing. The house was quiet," she insisted, as if the walls themselves could vouch for her innocence. Her alibi seemed airtight, her demeanor calm and collected. She exuded a confidence that was hard to shake. But beneath the surface, a darkness lingered, a flicker of something cold and calculating in her eyes. It was a look that suggested she was capable of much more than she let on. As the room fell silent, everyone was left to wonder. Who was telling the truth? The whispers and lies intertwined, creating a web of deceit that was impossible to unravel. Heather walked away, her head held high, but the doubt lingered. In the end, the truth remained elusive, hidden beneath layers of whispers and lies. Against all odds, Adriana clung to life. Her body was battered, her spirit bruised, but she refused to let go. Emerging from a coma, her voice a broken whisper, she recounted a horrific tale. Each word was a struggle, each breath a battle. It wasn't just one, she breathed, her voice raspy with pain. Her eyes filled with fear and determination, locked onto the detectives. There were two of them. "I saw Darren." Her voice trembled as she spoke the name, a name that would change everything. The name hung in the air, a chilling revelation that shattered the fragile framework of the investigation. The detectives exchanged glances, the weight of the moment sinking in. Darren, a shadowy figure from the edges of town, was now at the center of the storm. His presence loomed large, a dark cloud over the small community. Adriana's survival was a miracle, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Despite the odds, she fought back, her will to live unbroken. But her memory, fragmented and incomplete, only deepened the mystery. Pieces of the puzzle were missing, and the truth remained elusive. The truth, it seemed, was a shattered mirror, reflecting distorted images of guilt and innocence. Each fragment held a piece of the story, but together they formed a distorted picture. As Adriana worked through her trauma, she began to piece together the events of that fateful night. Therapy sessions became a lifeline, helping her navigate the murky waters of her memory. Meanwhile, the detectives tirelessly reviewed evidence, piecing together clues from Adriana's fragmented recollections. The investigation took on new urgency, driven by her revelations. The community, once divided by fear, began to rally together. They supported Adriana, united in their search for the truth. Her story became a beacon of hope, a testament to resilience and courage. Doubt crept into the investigation like a rising tide. Tina's story, once seemingly straightforward, began to unravel under scrutiny. Her alibi, full of holes and inconsistencies, crumbled under the weight of evidence. The police, their suspicions growing, turned their attention to her daughter, Brittany. Was she a witness or a participant in this gruesome act? Heather, too, found herself caught in the web of suspicion. Her calm facade slipped, revealing glimpses of a darker nature. The police, sensing her unease, delved deeper into her past, uncovering a trail of secrets and betrayals. The truth, it seemed, was a moving target, shifting and changing with each new piece of evidence. Section 5. The language of lies. Body language experts were called in, their trained eyes scanning for the subtle tells of deception. Tina's nervous tics, her fleeting micro-expressions, spoke volumes. Her words said one thing, but her body screamed another. The evidence, once circumstantial, began to solidify. Heather, a master of composure, remained a cipher. Her body, a carefully constructed fortress, betrayed little. Yet, under the relentless pressure of the interrogation, cracks began to appear. A flicker of panic in her eyes, a slight tremor in her voice. These were the whispers of guilt, the silent confessions of a troubled conscience. Section 6. Whispers of doubt. The investigation hit a wall. Forensic evidence, while damning, was not conclusive. Tina and Heather, their stories riddled with inconsistencies, maintained their innocence. The truth, it seemed, was a whisper in the wind, elusive and impossible to grasp. The town, once united in grief, now fractured under the weight of suspicion. Friendships were tested, loyalties questioned. The case of Adriana had become a dark stain on the soul of the community, a chilling reminder of the capacity for evil that lurked beneath the surface. Section 7. A ghostly echo. Just when the case seemed destined to go cold, a chilling echo of the past sent shockwaves through the investigation. Ashley, a young woman with a bright future, vanished without a trace. Her disappearance, eerily similar to Adriana's attack, sent a chill down the spines of even the most seasoned detectives. Was this a copycat crime or something more sinister? The town held its breath, the collective fear palpable. The investigation, now a race against time, intensified. Every clue, every witness, every dead end only deepened the mystery surrounding Ashley's fate. Section 8. A confession unfolds. The break in the case came unexpectedly, from a source shrouded in darkness. Sam, a young man haunted by his own demons, confessed to Ashley's disappearance. His words, laced with remorse and chilling detachment, painted a grim picture of a life gone wrong, a descent into madness. He led the police to her lifeless body hidden in a shallow grave. The discovery, while bringing a sense of closure, only deepened the despair. Ashley's story, a tragic echo of Adriana's ordeal, served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life, the ever-present potential for darkness to consume even the brightest souls. Section 9. The weight of justice. The weight of justice, heavy and unforgiving, fell upon Sam. The court, a solemn theater of truth and accountability, found him guilty. As the judge read the sentence, a collective sigh of relief swept through the courtroom. Justice for Ashley had been served. But for Adriana, the fight for truth was far from over. The investigation into her attack, reignited by Ashley's case, took on a renewed sense of urgency. The police, armed with new information and a steelier resolve, doubled down on their efforts. They knew the truth was out there, hidden in the shadows, waiting to be revealed. Section 10. Scars of trauma. Adriana, her body bearing the physical and emotional scars of the attack, began the long and arduous journey of healing. The trauma, a heavy cloak she carried with her, cast a long shadow over her life. But Adriana, a fighter at heart, refused to be defined by her pain. She drew strength from the outpouring of support from her community, from the unwavering love of her family and friends. With each passing day she took another step forward, her resilience a beacon of hope in the face of unimaginable darkness. Section 11. Reflections in the Dark. The Adriana case, a chilling tale of violence and deceit, left an indelible mark on the town. It was a story that gripped the hearts of the residents, a narrative that unfolded with each passing day, revealing layers of complexity and sorrow. It served as a stark reminder of the fragility of innocence, a poignant illustration of how quickly the light of childhood can be extinguished by the shadows of malevolence. The broken doll and the empty swing became symbols of lost innocence, haunting the memories of those who lived through it. The ever-present potential for evil to lurk in the shadows was a reality that the town could no longer ignore. The shadowy figure in the alley, the flickering streetlight, and the ominous shadows on the wall were constant reminders of the darkness that could invade their lives at any moment. It forced the community to confront its own demons, to face the uncomfortable truths about their own vulnerabilities and fears. The arguments, the tense meetings, and the worried faces were all part of a collective reckoning, a necessary step towards healing. To acknowledge the darkness that resided within the human heart was to begin the journey towards understanding and redemption. The cracked mirror, the dark silhouette, and the haunted eyes reflected the inner turmoil and the struggle to find light amidst the darkness. Yet from the ashes of tragedy, a glimmer of hope emerged. The sunrise over the devastated town, the single flower growing in the rubble, and the hopeful face illuminated by candlelight were symbols of resilience and the enduring human spirit. The community, once fractured by suspicion and fear, found strength in unity. The gatherings around the bonfire, the holding of hands, and the group hugs were manifestations of a newfound solidarity, a collective determination to rebuild and support one another. They rallied around Adriana, offering her support and love as she navigated the long road to recovery. The comforting hugs, the supportive walks in the park, and the friends sitting together were all acts of kindness that helped her heal. The Adriana case, a chilling chapter in their history, became a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, a story that would be told for generations as a reminder of the strength and resilience of the community. The unwavering belief in the triumph of light over darkness was the legacy of the Adriana case. The sunrise breaking through the dark clouds, the lit candle in the dark room, and the person holding the candle in the darkness were all symbols of hope and the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome adversity.